If you don't know what you're building towards, your finances will always be a moving target. Let's fix that. Today, I'm teaching you how to cast a vision for your business and finances that aligns with your values, supports your life, and funds your legacy. Hey, gorgeous. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Iyanna Vaughn. I am the owner and founder of Lovely Financials Group. So if you're listening, we help women create margin, master their money, and build businesses so that it can lead them to build at least 1 million in net worth so that they can break any negative generational patterns so that they can build generational wealth in their life. Today, we're continuing on with our signature framework, the Overflow Method. And today we are talking all about the first phase, which is vision casting. So, if you don't define success for yourself, you'll always end up chasing someone else's version of it and never feeling like you've actually arrived, right? Do we really arrive in our vision or whatever God wills for us? And that's what I want to talk about today. So most entrepreneurs set financial goals based on what they think they should be doing, 6 figures, 20K months, $100,000 months, without asking, what does that even mean for me, or do I really want that? So casting vision anchors your numbers with your values. So I'm gonna actually pull up my legacy planning session. And Phil, I honestly visit mine every few months, but when we work with our clients with either our financial strategy experience services or our overflow CFO services, this is the first thing that we go into. I'll open mine and I'll share with you like what our legacy planning session involves. So the first question I ask is like, what do you love most about the life that you live, right? It's a wordy question, right? Like it's like really sitting down and thinking about what do you love most about the life that you live? And I'll just share a little bit about like what I love when I first did this planning session. So I shared that I love my connection with Jesus. I love my time flexibility. I love that I can create, for myself and my family at this time. It's my daughter and I, but I also have my mom, my brothers and sisters, and, my extended family, right? So it's like, because I'm building something, they're looking at me and they're like, if she could do it, I could do it too, essentially. And I'm also someone who invites family to work with me. So I really love that, right? About the life that I live. I love spending time with my family. I'm a mama's girl. I love nature. I love being a mom. I have like the best daughter. She's so funny. At the time of this recording, she's 11. And, just her growing personality, right? And I love like going back to my connection with Jesus. Like I've recently became a Christian. My daughter baptized late 2023. So much has changed. So much in my life like was flipped. That's a whole nother episode for another day, but it really changed how I thought about myself, my family, and my business, right? And then it goes into that next question of what do I love most about my company? And, I love that our mission is to help people harmonize their finances with life. I love the clients that we serve, and I love my team. And I love that I'm able to help my clients actualize their goals to create generational wealth and break negative generational patterns. So I'm not just saying this on the podcast episode. I'm really living it. I really want to live this, right? And we go into what do I want when I retire, or what that age is. When we think about entrepreneurship, we're not thinking about retirement age, but I put for myself 60 is where I want to be when I actually retire. And retirement can look different for others. Is it for you? Like when you retire, is it like you're becoming equity owner and you're hiring a CEO? And you're just on for consulting? Or are you going to be a writer traveling the world? What does that mean for you? Like, how do you like let really sit down and cast vision on the life that you want to live when you are, years from now, decades from now? What does that mean? Where do you want to live? What do you want your day in the life to look like, right? I'm not going to share like everything for obvious reasons, but this is what casting vision means, right? And then it goes into outside of casting vision, Now, how do you actualize it? What does that mean for the next 5 years, the next 3 years, the next year in your life? Because that'll be the essential of truth for like what you want your life to look like. And then it reflects on to what your business should look like. So I'm a big believer that when you're in within your first million in business, so a calendar year, if you're from 0 to 1 million, you're creating a lifestyle business, right? And then, in my opinion, once you go beyond $1 million in business, this is when we start creating a legacy business. So, if you are familiar with the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about the 4 different ways you build wealth. And the first way, it's really hard through like an employee of your of an employee, right? And an employee, you trade your time for dollars, right? But you can essentially, that's how you make money. The second is with self employment. When we create our businesses, we are essentially self-employed. We trade our hours for dollars still, and we go from having one boss to multiple bosses through different contracts and different projects and things of that nature. But what we want to do when we cast vision is go from self-employed entrepreneur to more like business, and that business is able to scale like your expertise into an actual system. You're productizing your service, right? And your processes and your team is delivering on your service or product without you having to really be in the weeds of it, right? And that's how you build wealth through your business, by creating a business, an actual business where you don't necessarily have to be the one to deliver services. When you create a business and you're scaling and your processes, your systems, and your team is executing on delivery versus it just being you. And then it goes into, so then now you're able to pay yourself as an employee versus just your owner's job, because you're pre-taking your profit, but you're really able to grow your profit. So then you can grow your equity and you can pay yourself out of the equity of your business, and you can use that to build wealth. And the fourth part is investing, and your money makes money for you. And it kind of flows in together. So vision casting allows you to get yourself out of the weeds of the everyday in the business, look at your life from a bird's eye view, commune with the Lord, right? To see, what is the vision that you have for my life, Lord? Like, what would you want me to do? He's one of the, so that's a whole nother topic for another day. But this is where it gets like really, like, I really want to allow my clients to think big. Think big with God. Think big on what you want your life to really look like, because I know you are doing something in your business and you want to like create something magnificent, because you are amazing, right? However, we need to see what that vision is going to entail. So when we have the vision, we're able to say, this is what I want my business to do. And we don't want to think about if we can or cannot afford our vision, right? We can't afford not to have the vision, because then we'll perpetually be in survival mode and we won't have a North Star to go to. And when there's a crisis in life, because life happens, right? And everything just kind of deconstructs. If the inevitable happens where lifes and you have your vision, you're able to kind of reconfigure your business, but the vision still stands clear. Or if life changes, you still have, you can just update your vision. So with vision casting, using all of this knowledge helps us begin the process of reverse engineering your financial strategy when working with us. So I've talked about this a bit, and that is our CEO salary blueprint, or a salary calculator. And it helps us know, based off of where your lifestyle is right now, what your business must pay you so that you can sustain your lifestyle. I'm big on living off of half of what you earn so that you can live well below your means, and then your business keeping half of what it earns so that it can pay you a full CEO salary and have cash reserves left over. So once we have the vision, now we know where you are right now in your life, and then we can catapult you into creating a financial plan so that you can pay yourself consistently as a CEO that you are. Finally, when it comes to like clarifying your vision, it simplifies your financial plan. When you cast a vision, your vision now is clear. So then now your numbers won't feel as chaotic. When you have a chaotic vision, you'll spend more, you will pay yourself less to just survive through like this one project or this one internal recession that you might have in business, right? An internal recession is like if like your biggest customer decides to leave, what will happen to the trajectory of your company? Or if you have like a personal illness, and you're the one delivering on 80% of services, that's an internal recession. And you just wonder if you're doing enough because you're not looking at the vision. Hence why I like to look at my vision every few months. And honestly, what if I looked at it every week? What if you looked at your vision every week when you're just going into your day or going into your new week? So once we help you build, or once you've built that vision, right? When we do that together, it helps me just kind of visualize what your business can look like in the interim as you're building your vision. So then that way we are able to help you build a profit plan, build a realistic pay structure. So you might not make your goal salary just yet, but we can get you there within the first 6 months. It also helps you map out your cash flow and then assess your margin or reassess your margin with intention. So say, for example, I have a client and she is where I want to revisit her vision, even though she's at a multi-7-figure business, right? I want to just reframe what is the vision, because a lot of times with our clients who's been with us for so long, we didn't have like our language to say, okay, this is our process. This is what we're doing. It just kind of like flows, right? So now that things are more streamlined, I can kind of say, okay, let's do some vision casting. Let's kind of see, what does this mean for you? What do you want your business to do, so that we know what the next step is for you in business. So overall, if you're making business decisions based off of fear, urgency, or someone else's goals, it's time to cast your own vision, okay? And when your vision is clear, the strategy becomes super simple. And when your finances are aligned with vision, overflow becomes possible. So if this resonated with you, let me know, like, do you love most about the life that you live? What do you love most about the business that you run currently? Let me know in the comments below, or DM me if this has resonated with you. And if you are ready to figure out what you need to pay yourself as the CEO that you really are, go to lovelyfinancials.com/CEO so that you can uncover what you must pay yourself. And if you're ready to stop DIYing and you're ready to create a business where you're keeping half of what you earn so that you can pay yourself a full salary, consider becoming one of our clients. That would be amazing. I would be honored to serve you. Go to lovelyfinancials.com/strategy to learn more and book a call with us. And that is it for today. It's been amazing talking with you. I love talking about vision. I love talking about numbers. So I'll talk to you tomorrow when we talk more about our overflow method. Bye now.